Chazara. So Zayin Amar Aleph, Chazara Tanya, not Tanya. Tanya. Tanya Rabbi Eliezer Oimer. When Zayin Amar Aleph, Tanya Rabbi Eliezer Oimer. Esther B'Rich HaKodesh Shnema. Rabbi Eliezer said that Megillah Esther was written Api B'Rich HaKodesh, and the pasuk that Rabbi Eliezer is learning it from is Vayom Haman Beliba. It says Vayom Haman Beliba, and Haman said in his heart. Haman said not out loud, but Haman was thinking.
So how do we know it was Beliba?
How do we know that he said it? Right.
It must be Rabbi Kodesh.
Rabbi Kiva Oimer, Esther B'Rich HaKodesh Shnema. Rabbi Kiva's raya is, it says, Vati Esther noises chen be'enei kol yeha. And Esther drew chen from each and every person that saw her. So every person that saw her, you can only know if you're, B'Rich HaKodesh. But Mei Oimer, Esther B'Rich HaKodesh Shnema, Vayivod HaDavid Mordechai. Right, what's Remeir's raya? It says, and it was known to Mordechai that Bigsan and Seresh were planning to kill the king. Rabbi Yossi ben Damascus Oimer, Esther B'Rich HaKodesh Shnema v'abiza l'shalchus yada. It says that none of the Yidden took from the visa, from the booty, none of them. So how would we have known that? Obviously, you can't, because it was a faraway places where a lot of Yidden lived. Amma Shmuel. Shmuel says, if I was there, I would have said a pshat even better than all of them. Shenema. Kimu v'kiblu. It says Kimu v'kiblu. They established and they accepted. Kimu l'mala. It was Mikoyim l'mala. It was established upstairs. Bezin Shamala. Masha Kimu l'mata. What the Yidden down here were Mikabel on themselves was established as a Yom Tif. Amma Rava. So Rava says the Kulu is Lipecha, the Vamad the Shmuel, the less Lipecha. Except Shmuel's raya, every other one of these rayas could be upshlag, do have an issue with. Rabbi Lezer, who said, Vayom Haman Beliba, Svarhu, like have inish, the Choshev, Lamal, Kukavase. It's a svara that nobody else was as great, as close to the king as Haman. So when he said, V'hai Kimafish, when he said that, all the things that Hatcher should do to bring the clothes from the king and bring the horse from the king, it was apparent that he was talking about himself. Rabbi Akiva who said, what did Rabbi Akiva say? But Esther knows his fame. Right? That Esther drew chen, right? So maybe it's like Rabbi Lazar who says, everybody that saw Esther said, oh, she's one of ours. Right, so the Hod Rabbi Meir and Rabbi Meir. What's Rabbi Meir's that says Vayivod HaDavid Mordechai? Maybe it's like Rabbi Chiba. Told the Omar Bigsan and Tarsim Hayu. Bigsan and Seresh were from Tarsi. They spoke the Tarsi language that the people in Shushan didn't understand. But the Mordechai Tzaddik, because he was on Sanhedrin, he had to speak all 70 languages, so he understood what they were saying. The Hod Rabbi Yosef ben Damascus. So Rabbi Yosef ben Damascus said, how could we have known that none of the Yidden took from the Biza? So Dilma Prestaki Shadar. Maybe they sent shluchim from all the far out places to say, by the way, none of the Yidden took any visa. The Shmuel, vadi les leipecha. So Shmuel, there's just no way to upschlag it.
Because they knew what's going on in Shemayim, that's already here.
Hainu damni inshi, tavachada, pilpalta charifta. Ravina says this is like the saying that they say, one sharp pepper is better, mimili tzani kari, from a whole bowl of sweet melons. So, because he was Namoira, Shmuel was Namoira, they were Tanaim, and the one sharp, small one, is worth more than a whole bowl of sweet melons. Rabbi Yosef says from here, these days of Purim are not going to leave the Yidden. How would we know that it's not going to leave? Only Ruach HaKodesh can tell you what's going to be in the future. The same concept, but the Zikram, the Zeicher of this will not leave from their children. Zayin Amar Aleph, we're by the two dots of Matan Savyon, last couple of lines. Matan Savyon, right? So there's a mitzvah of Matan Savyon. Matanas le'evyonim. So more than one. Matanas is more than one, plural, and evyonim is plural. So you need at least two things, and at least two people. Tan Rav Yosef u'mishloich manos l'shleiach. So Rav Yosef taught in the Mishnah, u'mishloich manos, we send manas two portions, but plural, ish l'reihu, from a man to his friend. So that's mashma one person. Shtei manas le'ish echad. Two portions to one person. Matanas le'evyonim, and plural, two matanas to two evyonim, at least two. Shtei matanas l'shnei b'nei adam. Two things to two
different people.
Poor people. Rabbi Yehuda Nasiya. Right, as if there's a period after there.
B'nei Adam.
Two people. Right, at least to two people. So it's at least two things to at least two people. Rabbi Yehuda Nasiya, who was a grandson of Rabbi Yehuda Nasiya, Shadar Leila Rabbi Yoshaya. Rabbi Yitzchak, we just started the Matan Slavyan. Actually, this is like from the most geschmackli Gemaras that we have. You can sit over there.
I'm just left. Take this up.
Weiss and Tanur of Yosef, Shloich Manis is plural. Ishler Eho is singular. Shtei Manis Leish Echad. Matanis Lavion, Shtei Matanis, Shtei B'nei Rabbi Yehuda Nesiya Shada Leil Rabbi Yeshaya. Rabbi Yehuda Nesiya sent to Rabbi Yeshaya Atma de Igla Tlosa, a leg from the calf, a calf's leg, the Garva de Chamra, and a bottle of wine. So Atma de Igla Talsa means a third. So Rashi teaches it that it's the third born. It's a third calf born to the mother. For some reason, that's like the most delicious calf. Like, but he sent the leg, which is the juiciest part, from the juiciest animal, which is the third. Other Mepharshim learn what tlasa means, because tlasa is always like a lashon of something that's very good. So not necessarily is the third one, but Rashi says the tlasa. It's the third born calf to the mother, the leg. And he also sent the bottle of wine, obviously. Sholach lei. So Rabbi Yeshaya sent to Rabbi Yehuda Nesiya sent to Yeshaya. So Rabbi Yeshaya sent back to him, Ki amta bon Rabbeinu u'mashloich manis Israel. You were Mekayim with this, sending Mashloich manis Israel. Now the Gemara says u'matanis lev yoinim. But Rashi and the Gra and the Bach don't seem to have the Matanas of Yain, because that it's much more fair to learn that you're Makayim Matanas of Yain and Mishloach Manis in one thing. So our Gemara says Matanas of Yain, but Rashi's Girsa doesn't have that. It's just notable. Rabba Shoder lei lemari bar Mar biad Abai. So Rabba sent to Mari bar Mar in the hands of Abai. He made Abai a shliach. And he sent him a taska de kashra, a mole kisa. He sent him a bag full of dates. Umale kisa kimcha davshuna. And this whole cup or this whole dish of this was like a wheat flour that was dry. Supposedly it stays sweet forever because it was dried when it's still wheat, and then it was ground. Amar le Abaya. So Abaya said to him, Hashta Amar Mar, now Mar would tell you, Ichak lo Malcolm, if a peasant becomes a king, Lehavi dekula mitzavre loinachas. Wouldn't he remove the pail, the basket that he feeds the animals with from his neck? Right? So what do you mean by saying? Like basically he was from here, he went to Bavel, he went to Pompadisa and he became like a big Rosh Hashiva over there. So he's like, but you're sending me just regular things. Like this was like he sent him, peanuts. Like it wasn't like something that was like choshev. So he's saying like Mari Bar Mar would say, that you became a king, but you still like have the basket around your neck. All the stuff has obviously dual meanings. So he sent back to him, after he received back from him, a bag full of zangavila. So what does zangavila mean? I have the art school here, so I should know. The zangavila. A basket full of ginger. And a cup full of long peppers. Right, so he sent him like these sweet things, and he sent him back ginger and peppers. Now Mar would say, I sent you sweet stuff, and you sent me back like spicy stuff. Well, what's going on here? So Abai says, when I left the master, right, I was full. When he went to Mori Bar, when I left, I was full. I got there to drop off the. He went there to drop off the Sholach Manas. When I got there, krivun li shitin soyed shitin mine tedera. They brought out 60 different dishes. Va'achli v'hu shitin plugi. and I ate 60 pieces. So in other words, they brought 60 different dishes to taste from, and I took a piece out of each one. Even though I was hungry, I went there and I had 60 pieces. Ulishula basraisa have a correlate tzali. And the last one that they brought was called a pot roast. Uvay lemechas, and I ate it and I wanted to eat the plate. So Abaye says this is like what people say, that when a poor person is hungry, he doesn't know that he's hungry. Inami, also there's another saying that we can say from this, there's always room for jello. There's always room for like a sweet. You ever heard that saying before? There's always room for jello. It's like a thing. When you have the sweet stuff, when there's always like room. Like even after you're full, like they bring you something. Ice cream. There's always room for ice cream. Okay, there's always room for ice cream. Abaye bar Oven, Rabbi Chanina bar Oven, Mechalfi Sudasai lahad l'odeh. So Abaye bar Oven and Rabbi Chanina bar Oven would shear the Purim Suda together.